so we were coming home from a party, and I'd had too much to drink. And he helped me into the apartment, and I sat on I went straight to the bathroom, and I remember throwing up. And he cleaned me up. And I don't even remember this, but I remember, like, he cleaned me up. And the next morning I said, oh God, I didn't have anything to eat the night before. And he said, yes you did. You had chicken, and you had rice, and you had... And he was saying this from, like, the contents of my vomit, right? But, and this is gross, but he was so loving. He was, and I was so, like, a little bit of me was embarrassed, but he was like, it happens, and I love you, and so what? Like, you got drunk at a party, and I'm so glad you had fun. I would take that with me. I would take that.
You got room for 2 more.
I guess it would come from him again. Does it have to be this other people?
No.
Okay. Him again. And mostly how he listened. I remember lovers talking to backs of lovers' heads and the tops of lovers' heads. And I remember a particular time we were talking, and just how he looked at me. Like, and it wasn't like, oh, I love you, or oh, you're beautiful, or it wasn't that. It was just like, you have something to say that I really, really, really want to hear. And I don't think that the something to say was about anything. It could have been about nothing. And so that was special to me. Another time will be from someone else who, and I don't love this guy anymore, but I remember loving how he looked at me. Like, I remember feeling beautiful in his space. So I would take that. And then I guess the other time would be my first kiss, which oddly was in the back seat of a car. But not like, not in that way, but we were going somewhere, and we were kind of coupled, and he and I were in the back seat of a car. And I remember kissing him, or he kissed me, and I didn't know, like, French kissing. Like, we were young, I didn't know. And I remember his tongue going in my mouth, and I remember thinking, like, how did I get in there? How did that happen?
Okay, so if you're in this hot air balloon with all of these beautiful memories around you, and you guys are floating through the sky, the only way to come down in a hot air balloon is to cut the sandbags.
Okay.
What would be the 2 memories that you would cut?
First, great question. First, the guy, you mean from the memories that I just...
Any memories.
The 2 memories that I would cut, I have a memory from, a bad memory from childhood that I go both ways about this. So a part of me would cut it, because it had to do with, this thing went off. Does that mean something? Okay. A part of me would cut it because it had to do with being touched inappropriately, and that's being very loose with, that's being very generous. My language is very generous right now. So I would cut that, and then on the other hand, I wouldn't, because I think that part of my history has me be such an advocate for young boys and girls. So, so for the question, I'd cut that. I would cut, I'd cut out the part of my childhood where I didn't use my voice enough. Like, I remember there was a time when I was, like, kind of bullied, but not bullied like, not poor me, not like that. Like, oh my God, I didn't get, like, my head stuffed in the toilet. Or
Not a
anything
PBS
like that.
special.
No, not like that. Just something as simple as, just this little stuff. Like somebody would say something about me and I didn't use my voice enough to say something back. Or I think I said this on my blog one time that I was sitting next to, between two sixth graders. And I remember specifically we were in the cafeteria. And on this particular day, I had the cooties. Because, somebody's got to have the cooties. And so I had the cooties this day. And so I sat down, and the one sixth grader was like, I don't want you sitting next to me. So I stood up. And then, and I was like in a third or something shit. And this kid was like, I want you to sit next to me. So I was like, and so they went back and forth. And the me now will be like, fuckers, like. But I would cut those memories out.
Okay. So